Hi, it's Lori, the armchair chef. I do believe I took advantage of the premiere sale that everybody was talking about. I go look if I find something. I'm looking at things a little different now than I used to because I'm getting a little, I think, more adventurous. I'm actually looking at how things might make a sweater now instead of just hats. So that's kind of exciting to me. So I do know that I have a container over in storage that is just sweet roll fruits. So the ones that were on sale, I picked up one of each because they were some, they don't give prices in this one, do they? No, but because they had a really good deal on a bag. I don't know if it was $5 or $8 or something, but anyway, so I did pick up, I believe, one of each of them. And then what I will see is what I have at the over there already that I haven't used yet. I have some, I was going through my whips and I have a bag where what I was doing was making a, you know how when you put together the rectangles and you attach it and it makes a bag. Well, you use like four rectangles and then you attach them in a way where it and then put handles on it, makes a bag. Well, I was doing that with some of the fruit. I thought, well, that would look very cool. So I saw that when I was going through and consolidating more of my stuff, which is another project, is to go through my whips like everybody else is doing. Got to go through them and see, evaluate if I want to finish it or frog it or try to figure out what it is. Because some of them, there was just little pieces of things. I'm like, what was I going to make? I don't know. So I'm going to have to deal with that later after I get stuff organized and thrown out. So anyhow, this would be a bag. These look a lot smaller than I thought they were, but I don't think. I think what I was seeing was the bulky, and this is not the bulky. This is the 4-weight, 174 yards in each, so that's 500 some odd yards. And I believe this is the guava, and supposedly this is how the color will work up if it's done in a certain manner. Now, we all know that they don't always pull up this way. In knitting, you can do that like on a loom or when you're knitting. However, when you use crochet, almost the only way to get it to look like this is to do single crochets. And then you would have to kind of know how wide to make it. There's a formula somehow that says if the stripe is so long, then you have to, there's some I've done research on this pulling stuff before. And there's some sort of a little formula you can do that stripes need to be so long, or you crochet, or if you want to just wing it, you can just crochet your do one of those foundation chains, and then as you go do your color, you've already got your first row. Instead of just doing a chain, you've got your whole stitch. That's probably the best thing to do with a color like this. But then I also have the lime. This one's really pretty, and it actually has like little flowers, little spots of flower type things in there. That's kind of a nice, instead of just plain stripes. Same stats as the other one. Then I got the grapefruit. These colors seem to be very common amongst yarns. The pattern on this one will do that. But I also have my knitting machine things I need to practice on and experiment with. And these are the kind of things that would do good there. And also, I went over to this DK anti-pilling. And when I went this time, they only had one color left. So I got two of them. The time before that, I had put stuff in my cart and I didn't buy it. But this time, when I went back, they only had one color left. It happened to be a nice one. This has got 383 yards on it. So this is almost 1,000 yards. Excuse me, it's almost my bedtime. It's 7 a.m. This is called Waves. It has grays and blues and teals and peacock. And we all know peacock is green because Jan said so. So yeah, it's a dark gray in there too. So I did get 2 of these because that was the last color they had. So now I have enough to do like a whole sweater. This would be 369, almost 2,000 yards, which is a great quantity to make something. This would make it. Okay, come on. I moved his ladder. Come on, it's okay. There you go. This would make a great hexagon. This could do a good corner to corner. This would make beautiful blanket. I've been looking at some things that are lacy, some projects out there that are kind of lacy. Now, I did get some bloom. Bloom is one of my favorites also. This is the chunky bloom. So I got 1 package of this, which it was part of the bag sale. So this is just 3 of them, and this is in the color a little bit more tulip. And I just saw Lisa unbag some of these. Now, I think Lisa, was she going to make amigurumi with these? Maybe. I don't know. There's they're considered a 5. And let's see. It says there's 218 on each. Now, I did use some of these previously and made some hats, but yeah, I don't know. This is what the pattern looks like if it's knitted. So, and that's a lot of yarn for a poncho. You would have to, Rosie Day poncho, yeah. It's really kind of disappointing that these kind of yarns are geared towards knitting and not a crocheting. It's very, it doesn't come easy to crochet, to get a pattern like this. It really doesn't. So you kind of have to hit or miss where you're going to start it to get it to pattern, where you're going to continue it, when you're going to, are you going to color control it? Or are you going to have to do something like that? Where do you start in the second ball? So yeah, it kind of gets discouraging when it comes to color pooling or planning something like this when you crochet. So the last thing I picked was, I had some of these in my cart for a very long time. And when I finally went back, there was only 1 color left. So I got the 1 color that was left. It's a cone of cotton, not a cone of shame, a cone of cotton. And this color would be, it's cotton and polyester. And this color is Vineyard Dots. So this probably should work up into some sort of a pooling situation, I would think, right? With little splashes of greens and reds. So this I got for maybe a bucket hat or a bag, or a bucket hat and a bag to match. But also you can mix some other, since this is a worsted weight, you could take some other cotton from another type of manufacturer to mix in with it, like to make a strap or a bottom, do the bottom in one color, do the body in this, and then do the straps in another complementary color. And so we know there's lots of, it's just green and reds. This could be something used near Christmas. This could be something used for Christmas in July. For any of the projects that are going on, the extravaganza. Apparently, I'm glad I didn't get involved in that extravaganza. Everybody's making a project every single day. I'm like, I don't think I could do that. Or they did them ahead of time, didn't they? Did they do those ahead of time and then just put them up? I could have swore they were working on this thing for months. Yeah, I don't think I would have been able to do that. Although I already know what I'm doing for Halloween, and I already know which is going to be in September. My Halloween project is going to be in September, and I already told people, if you watched my live, I gave I let the cat out of the bag and told you guys what I was going to do for Halloween, which is not due until the end of September. So if you want to get a head start on it, go watch the live that I did, the last one, because I told you I couldn't stand, because I already decided what I wanted to make, what I wanted to do. So I told people I can't keep a secret. It's very hard. But I also know what I want to do in November. That one I'm not going to tell nobody. I have Christmas in July, November, December I take off because I work at the post office and I don't want any other kind of commitments for December. What I usually will do is do like a gift exchange or something. So I'm not doing a lot of work. Um, so people can exchange something. And I may do that. I may do a Secret Santa or a Christmas card or something, which is, very easy, postcard, something. It depends how busy people are. They want to do something in December. You guys always let me know. Um, and then August is the only thing I don't really know, but I am bidding on some new jobs. 30 of them, actually. Maybe there's a chance I'll get one of them. I'll have enough seniority to get one of those 30 jobs. I think that's hysterical. There's got to be somebody out there that's been hired after me at my level. Well, because I became a clerk, I started over. My seniority started over. So I'm working my way back up again. I think I'm on the fourth page. I'm like number 2000 or something. But I'm trying to get into another position that's not as hard on my body. And because I've been having a lot of pain and such during some parts of my job, it's just too much. I can't do it anymore at this age. I used to do it, but that was 30 years ago. I did it. I could, things have, yeah, muscles become weaker with time, car accidents and things. And so now when I do certain things, I get like a reoccurrence of a whiplash injury. I get a lot of issues up here when it's like I can't go on roller coasters because that gives me it aggravates my whiplash spots. So anyway, I'm thinking if I can get one of these jobs, it'll be easier on my body. And so I will have a little more energy to do a lot of other things instead of just sitting around when I get home or just sitting around when I get home. Because I'm old and I guess I can do that now. So, okay, that was my premiere box. And if you're interested in knowing what I have going on in for Halloween that is in September, due in September, go watch my live. So, what are you making with the fruit? You guys bought some stuff from Premier. The people who bought stuff from Premier, what are you going to do with the fruit? Are you just going to let it pattern itself, or are you going to do something different with it? Three's enough, I believe, to make something. This I'm really in love with this. I like this a lot. I'm just not sure what I want to do with it. It's very pretty. But you guys, because of the colors, I like to use the colors for like a theme. This is not necessarily a fall color. This to me is more of a spring into transitioning into rain, kind of rainy, cloudy, rainy. That's what it looks like to me. Clouds and thunderstorms and rain. It would be nice to work some up to see how this looks, or I could go online and look it up, I guess, or do it myself. Probably be easier just to look on Ravelry to see what other people have made with it, huh? Then I would already know. Okay, that's the premiere. Let me know what you did with your premiere that you got, because there was a bunch of it. Apparently, a bunch of people were getting some on sale. And I don't have an invoice. They don't send one in the boxes. So this did not cost much. I know those cones were like $8. They weren't very much. And each of these bags, I think they were like what, $5, $6. These weren't very much either. And there's no mystery yarn. No, I not get no mystery yarn. I don't know. I don't need any mystery. I have mystery yarn. It's all there. I just have to go through the bags and rediscover everything. That's kind of what my mystery yarn is at the moment. So, okay. I am going to go and have another video I got to do. So I'm going to be doing that one as soon as I'm done with this one. So I will see you in the next one. Okay. Bye.